Hello tarot lovers and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth and on this channel we talk about building your spiritual confidence so you can listen to your intuition and read your tarot cards with ease. And today we are going to be taking a deep dive into the month of April for the free A Card a Day challenge. If you would like to join my free card a day challenge, all you have to do is go to connectwithyourdeck.com/challenge. The link is down in the description box and down in the comments, just in case you can't find it. So it's in two spots. To join the challenge is free. You get access to all of my trainings, all of the questions, and how people support me is they purchase my learning materials. So I've got some fabulous books that you can use, either downloadable pages, which are on my Etsy shop that you can have instantly, or I've got a new book. Oh, let me grab it. I've got my new Card a Day Challenge book that I'm going to be doing a full review on to show you. And this is particularly for people who just do not have time and want the whole challenge all printed up for them so that they can just work their way through it and have something that's already done. Because of course, if you purchase loose pages, if you purchase loose pages, you will find that you've got to hole punch them and put them in a folder and all of that. It's a much cheaper way of doing it, but for some people who are super busy, they might prefer to have the book. So what we are going to be doing today is going over our April challenge. I'll show you my journal, which I'm using the loose pages for, and I will show you Kris Waldherr's Goddess Tarot, which I'm in love with. I'm in love with her work. The last challenge that I did on relationships, which was back in February, we used the Lover's Path Tarot that she wrote, and I cannot wait to start a series with you that goes over those decks, because she's just done the most beautiful correlations between, well, in the Goddess Tarot, goddesses and the major arcana, and in the Lover's Path Tarot between people or couples of history and the major arcana, which will give us even deeper understanding of how we can interpret the cards, which is really what it's all about. So I am going to turn the camera around. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell so you never miss one of my uploads, and I will be back in a moment. So let's have a chat about April. Now, the first thing I want to show you, I'm just going to give you a quick look, is my Card a Day Challenge workbook. I hope you can see it under here. It is big. It's in, hang on, if I just do that, might work a bit better. There we go. I've got stuff everywhere on my desk, including a cup of coffee to keep me going. All right, so this is the Card a Day Challenge workbook. This is new. I will put a link in the comments for you to go over and purchase. It's up on Amazon. I haven't done the intro video or anything yet. It's in US letter size, and all the questions are printed for you and the date. So all you have to do is fill it out, which is different to the Card a Day Challenge here, where you have to fill the whole thing out. So you literally get a little PDF that has just a blank one of these that you can print over and over again to make your own journal. So it's for people who want to go to lazy town or who are super busy. So again, you know, it's got the beginning, it's got all your instructions in here. It's exactly the same. You've got all the symbols, and then you've just got all your pages here. So There are some new pages at the back, which I won't show you yet because I'm going to do a whole training on them. And those of you who've already ordered the PDF pages from Etsy, those new pages, I'm going to be making those available to you on my newsletter list. So if you are not part of the connectwithyourdeck.com/challenge newsletter list, which is free to be part of the challenge, make sure you are, because whenever I do changes or I have freebies or whatever, they get sent out to all the people on my list, because if you look after me, I look after you. And part of being part of my community is when you purchase my learning materials, that helps me to do the work that I do. So Goddess Tarot is the tarot that I used for the April Connect with Your Deck challenge on confidence, because I thought goddesses are confident. So why would I not use a Goddess Tarot? And I am loving Kris Waldherr's book work. I will be doing a video on this whole deck. It is just what she's done is for the whole of the major arcana, she's got corresponding goddesses. So the moon is Diana, the star is Anan, you've got all these different goddesses. So it is just fabulous. So there's this book which gives an outline. The deck, I'll show you the deck. These are the cards I pulled over the month. They're just stunning. Just stunning. Absolutely out of this world. I love what she does with her cards. And there's also this book, which is the Barefoot Book of Goddesses, which goes into much more detail about all the different goddesses here so that you can read about. So I have this book too. And I bought it ages and ages ago because I just loved it. And I hadn't done anything with it. And then I thought, when I do my confidence challenge this month, I must use this deck. And it was stunning, I have to say. I absolutely loved using the deck. So if we have a look at my journal, this is my little journal. And I'll just make sure I'm under the camera again. Yes, I am. This is my journal. And you can see here, this is April. So what we do with April is we have, now what am I doing? Where is my pages? Oh, I'm in January. What am I doing? Let's go down to April. Here we are. So April's down here, and I had to take a lot of my pages out because my journal just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it wasn't fitting because I started doing 1 page per day and it got thicker and thicker and thicker. Whereas when I first started the challenge, I wasn't using these pages, and then these pages came to me as something fun to do. So I had to kind of take some pages out. And when I come to archive all of these, I will do a training video on how I've archived them to keep so that I don't use my good folder for something that I'm not using anymore, and yet I don't want to get rid of them because I want to keep them as a reference. So this is April, and you can see I just do a list here of the cards I've pulled. I write down the deck I used, and then these are images, and they come from this symbol. This is the first thing I ever designed when I started teaching the tarot, was this symbols chart. And all you do is you draw the symbol. It's actually fun, and these are great. These really come into their own when you're trying to record a spread, because you can just put the symbols where the cards were located and you can record the spread. So for example, the tower here is the tower here. Strength here is strength here. And when there's a minor arcana card, we just use the wand and we write 9, or we use the sword and we write 8. So it's very, very simple. It's just another way of recording the cards. And then there are the percentages down here. So we put the number of cards, and then how you work out your percentage is you say there were 5 major arcana cards, divide by 30, and that gives you, multiply by 100, and that gives you 16%. So we multiply by 100 to get the percentage. How many repeating cards there are. Again, there were a lot of repeating cards, and I don't see anything there of significance really. I don't do reverse cards, but I have done a little section there for those of you that do reverse cards. And then there's reflection questions. Now, you don't have to use my reflection question sheet, but you can if you like. I just put the statistics there. So you've got major arcana, you've got wands, cups, swords, pentacles, then repeating cards, and then I've got repeating numbers. Now, where do you get all of this from, this information? Give me 2 seconds and I'll show you. Just a sec. And then, by the magic of the internet, she returned. So these are, I've printed these in A4 size. These are my symbolism sheets, and you can buy these separately or all together in a pack. But for example, with the magician, you've got a worksheet, you've got symbolism here, and you've got a symbolism cheat sheet here that goes into detail with the Kabbalah, the Hebrew letter symbolism, the numerology, all of your astrology, and your other correspondences. So those sheets, there are 78 of them, are available in my Etsy shop, and that's where I get all of that info. Other people have it as well. I'm not the only one, but that's where I get mine. And so funny, Prince Charming calls this the Tarot Bible, because he basically printed all this out. And when he's online helping me, of course he doesn't know the tarot, so he goes in here and gets bits and pieces out of there so that he can answer people's questions and things like that. So that's where I find those, and that gives me a sense of the numbers and what the numbers mean. And this all helps you to internalize it because you're doing it. If you try and just learn it by rote, you'll never learn it. This way of handling your cards every day, and then if you've got time, doing an assessment of them at the end is huge. Now, if you are a person that's incredibly busy, what you can do is pull your card, and you might fill in that side. And then the next time you might come in, the next year, you might come in and say, well, I've already pulled the card. I'm going to do something about the weather, and or I might write some notes. You don't have to do it all at once. This is a learning exercise, and we're doing it to help us interpret the cards. If you get more out of it, that's fabulous, and if you can do the whole lot, that's even better. So here I've looked at meaningful symbols, and I've tried to pick some different ones this time because I kept seeing the same things. And I think a lot of the time when I was sort of going through and looking at all the symbols that I'd picked out, a lot of the tarot cards have similar symbols in them. And when we do my Tarot for Beginners course, I will go over all the symbols. I'm going to go over everything with you and take you through the whole thing from beginning, right from the history all the way through, so you really understand what you're doing and why. So I went through and I just looked at some different symbols and wrote about them. And then I looked at the words that repeated. So I looked at my keywords here, and these keywords just come from in my own head. So as I'm looking at the card, so 6 of Cups, let's have a little look and see what we can find. 6 of Cups. There's the beautiful Kris Waldherr card. Let's find 6 of Cups in here. Dear. 6 of Cups. Gorgeous card. So we look at the words that came to me were memories, nostalgia, and children. Sometimes I also read, when a deck comes with a really good guidebook, I read the actual guidebook for this card as well, because it helps me to understand the deck more, because you're looking at what other people's interpretations are and how they phrase it. I may or I may not agree, but that's okay. I tend to do my symbolism based on the Rider-Waite-Smith card, but you don't have to. I tend to because this is the deck I really want to know inside out because it's a teaching deck. And of course, when we do introduction to the tarot, I'll explain why that is when we get to it. So these pages come in the PDF download as a page without any topic, question, etc. And you just print them over and over again, as many as you need. So the element is water for cups. The astrology is Scorpio. You've got planet, which is the sun. The colours that I picked out were red and yellow. I always use upright orientation. The season, of course, it was a Friday. Season, of course, is autumn. The weather. There were no sabbats or moon phases. But if you want to know those, there is these pages here that will tell you northern and southern hemisphere dates, as well as your time of the year in terms of the zodiac. So we're looking at Aries. Moon phase, you'll have to look up for your own area. We tend to see the same moon phases across the world, and I did a whole video on that in my Tarot and the Moon journal and explained how that works. But there are slight differences depending on where you are in the world, of course, and the angle of what you're looking at the moon at. My mood, this chakra here, you just circle how you're feeling. So I felt the energy in my heart chakra when I was reading this card. And then here you can put anything you like. I actually haven't put, have I put anything? Oh, yes, I have. For the major arcana, I put the goddesses down that corresponded with the cards that I pulled. So if there was a major arcana card, I did that. Sometimes I have something in every corner. I use this just as a little spot to record things. And it can be anything at all. You can do a doodle. You can draw a picture. You might have noticed a particular type of symbolism over and over in the day. You can write about that. Again, my book is very small too. If you look at the journal, which is the book that I've written or put together here, you can see this is US letter. There's more space to write. And of course, if you print in A4, which is slightly longer, you have even more space. So, but having said that, don't make it a burden to write and write and write and write. You won't do it. If you do it nice and quick, you're more likely to keep pulling cards and recognizing what they are. So that's my April for my card a day challenge. If you want to be part of the challenge, you can join us on connectwithyourdeck.com/challenge. If you want to see the Goddess Tarot, I'm going to do some quite detailed work on this deck, which is sort of why I didn't pull it out and show you a lot, because I think it's absolutely stunning. I absolutely love it, and I love her notes that she's written. It's a sensational sense. Oh, yes, Kris. It's Kris's work. For a minute, I thought I was forgetting somebody. Her work is stunning, absolutely stunning, and another way to look at the tarot. So take care, everybody. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell, and I will see you in the next video.